provided with Brandy Cruz. I love AV Productions and I love broadcasting. So I started off in that, and she worked for a station that I used to want to work for. On top of that, the discussion is pretty cool. But if you notice, I've got a podcast mic here. Look, podcast mic. This one is from Mackie, I think. Hold on. It's this one. This one. So what we're talking about today is a brand new audio interface. This one that I got my hands on. Birthday present, by the way. Birthday is not today, but it's a close enough time. Um, this thing is pretty badass. What you're listening to right now is the audio from it. Well, matter of fact, I might want to make sure because YouTube has a bad habit, not do mean bad habit of not putting audio out. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It on the live streams, it just does it. So let me check that real quick before we say I have audio. Oh yeah, I got audio. Okay, cool. That is sick. So today we're looking at how to take this and turn your phone into the most beastly camera you'll ever see without having to get into like a $10,000 DSLR. Star Wars. So anyway, hey, how you doing there, Lucas? Luca Cuspino. Hey, welcome. Where you from, man? Or lady? I got the name wrong. So basically, right now we're talking about this right here, and I'm watching a show that I think is pretty cool. If you're interested in learning how to update, see the things I talk about are not like the most popular things out there. What I talk about is how you can turn your phone or do anything into your own live streaming thing, because I want everyone to have an opportunity to build something. Or if you're on the other end of the things and you're like, well, I want to do a podcast. I don't want to build everything up, but I want to like have the ability to do it and have somebody else bring me in. This too. It's actually pretty cool what you can do with these new interfaces. So I've actually got one attached to my phone right now, runs off batteries, and it basically does all the heavy lifting. So I can put real microphones into a Samsung S24, but you can put an iPhone or anything like that. And it becomes your interface. So you can make a podcast out of it. The way that the world has changed on audio right now, it's phenomenal what you can actually do. And you can also record this podcast as an audio podcast later. So if you're interested in like updating and getting audio podcasts, this is the way you go. So I'm going to be kind of like roundtabling this a couple of different times. But the fact is, I'm using a podcast mic. Now, this one's one that Mackie makes, but there's many manufacturers. I've got a Shure one over there that looks just like the ones you see on the Pivot and other places. And the big deal about this particular podcast or this particular message is how to use this. So I just got like a USB-C cable into the bottom of my phone, and I'm using a regular microphone. But that also means I can do like shotgun microphones too. And this is the cool part. Like, you see that? It's got the XLR inputs. They have phantom power too, which means you could set up a professional interview station. This is the part that's freaking mind blowing. When I say mind blowing, I mean it's absolutely mind blowing. We can take a phone like this, which I'm updating. Excuse me. I'm updating my phones this week. Wife's getting a new phone. I'm getting a new phone. She may not know about it. She just heard it now. Cool. She's getting a new phone, um, or getting a replacement phone for the one she has. Being able to take one of these, remote them into a live stream, and have the tools to be able to do it properly is so important. So, for example, I'm watching a show called Brandy Cruz. She's got the Rode Wireless Pro mics on, which right now I'm drove nuts because it should be underneath the shirts. The audio would be exactly the same and it would look really good and professional. But whatever her team does, it's up to her. But being able to add like the shotgun microphones, like we could have done that same scene there with this here, and say we had just a cell phone there. So, for example, you've got a cool event that's going on at the school, or you've got a sporting event, or you've got MMA, and we want to bring you in, but we want to do an interview station that's a quick and dirty one and have some fun with it, we could hook up one of these, which right here, and a couple shotgun microphones above it, and we could just set up an interview station. People sit down with some lights, do the interview real quick. How'd the event go? How'd this go? And it's something that used to take a $10,000 setup. We now can do. These phones aren't cheap, so they're like a $1,200 phone and stuff like that. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Martinez, welcome to the show. That is how we can really take advantage of all this new technology. Now, most of the times it's kind of a quirky thing. So if you don't know how to do it, it can be frustrating. So I had to experiment with this last night. So I had to plug the USB-C cable in. I had to figure out if I wanted to power it off the battery or if I wanted to power off the other piece. I had to find out if the headphone jack worked on here, which it does, which is really cool. So this works as a full interface. So you get audio out of this into your camera from any microphone. So you could, hell, I don't care what microphone it is. It could be a wireless microphone or a wired microphone, professional mics, and you can do that. It also works really cool if you're like a musician and stuff. Yeah, 6'7", 6'7". I hear you on that. This way or that way, but it's fine. Yeah, 6'7", 6'7". I get you. I hear you. We had a different term for it at my age, but same thing. But if you're doing like a little show or anything like that, or you want to do it like a live stream, and you're a musician, or if you do anything like that, or you want to have two people on there and you just want to like chat and talk, this is a really cool interface that gives you the ability to get one of these microphones. Or I've got my son a nice guitar microphone that can go on a guitar amp, and then he can do like vocal singing, and between the two of them, and he's got an interface like this. He has the bigger version of this one, and he can just do music and whatever he wants live. Keep saying it. Keep saying it. I appreciate every comment. I appreciate them all. So makes for us very, very powerful as a tool. On the video production side, because this is a productions channel, this is great for your camera. If you happen to have an A7 IV, a Canon R5, Lumix, any of the other ones, and you do not want to spend $400 to $600 on an audio interface and get 32-bit float audio, this is a good choice. Or $300, because there is an F3 that's a really solid piece that you can get for about $300. This one gives you XLR audio. It also gives you the ability to do headphone jack in audio, like mic audio from like a Rode Wireless Pro or anything like that. Thanks for the like, appreciate it. And it gives you a lot of versatility. It also comes with a cold shoe mount capability. So on these, there's a quarter 20. That's what they call them. There's a quarter 20 slot. So you can screw in one of these. These are like $8. It allows you to screw into a cold shoe. And so you just screw that on, get it where you want it to be, lock it into place, and then now you've got this wireless microphone system that can then go on a cold shoe anywhere, which is really nice. I have not done the battery test on this. I literally just got this last night. Played with it for about an hour or so last night just to go through the. Now, for me, an hour is like doing 10 hours for a lot of other people because I know what I'm looking for. It'll take you about 2 to 3 hours to figure out how to use this thing right. Once you do, man, it's pretty cool. Get some batteries for it. I recommend these. They're a lithium ion rechargeable battery. About a 3,000 milliamp battery. Buy them on Amazon for like $29. You'll never have to buy it. Well, you won't have to buy batteries again for a long time. And that's basically how it is. Appreciate the like. Someone retracted a like because they had a dislike for what I had to say here, but that's cool. That's it. Now, if people got questions on this, please let me know. I will answer any questions on how this interface would work with your camera or how it would work with a cell phone. If not, I'm going to continue watching my show up here. And then this is the Zoom H1 XLR. Has no microphones built into it, but you can use these type of microphones. So this is a podcast mic. We use these on our inexpensive jobs. So for example, if someone's got a lower budget, we'll use these microphones. If they've got a larger budget, we'll use the other ones. I think that's about it. So questions, ask 6767. That's cool. So if you've got questions, ask me. Huh. Hi, how you doing, Aiden? You have any questions on this XLR audio interface for your phone or for your camera? I'll answer any questions you have. I already described it. If you'd like, I can go over it again. It's this piece right here. So I actually have. All right. Let's see if this green screen feature will pop up. I actually have one right here. I use them. Any of the interfaces I show you, I actually use. It's because a lot of people just don't own them. Plastic. It's most of the new stuff is plasticky. That's the only thing that kind of sucks. It's made out of plastic, but it works good. I've seen the counterpart to this one. That's a field recorder version. It is a lot more solid, but you're not gaining any special features with it over this, which is what surprised me, other than its build. And that's kind of a weird one. It's $300. So it's twice the cost of this one. Oh, I'll take it back. There is one thing you do get on the F3. You can buy a USB Bluetooth adapter for it. So that is one of the things. It has the ability to go Bluetooth adapter. This does not, and it doesn't make a difference for what you're doing. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty chill. It works. And actually, I'm using a podcast mic with this right now, just to show that I can use a podcast mic. You can use any mic. You can use a shotgun microphone. You can use anything, and at the same time, you can record. Oh, you should. They're only $150, and you can just hook a USB-C cable to the bottom of your phone and hook right in. What's really cool is, say, for instance, I like this for like DJs and other stuff who are like trying to show off their mixes online, is they can connect this in through their DJ mix on an output, and then they have like a show of what they're doing right online. Yeah, it's not bad at all. It's a pretty cool feature. They can even do like a stereo left and right for it too, so they can actually mimic their stereo outs, and you could hear stereo left and right as they're DJing it, which is really phenomenal. A lot of things I do is I consult, and I also do live production work. So it's a mix, or what they jokingly say 6-7. One of the different things is I will go out and work with somebody and help them set their situation up for success, because you don't want to gatekeep. And a lot of times you get more jobs out of it by not gatekeeping, because once they realize the extra steps it would take to do everything, they're like, I have this whole envelope of things I have to do. Now I'm making my envelope so much larger that, do I want to spend the extra time, or do I want to pay somebody to do the extra time that I can already trust, who helped me build this? And that's what I do for a lot of people, is I get them set up to where they can succeed first and then grow from there. So for example, if you have like a small podcast, thank you, I appreciate that. If you have a small podcast and you start with a phone, you start with this, and then you realize you want to go to a nicer camera and you want to do other stuff. And I'm consulting you through all this. You get to the point where you're like, this has gotten too big for me. I'm setting up lights. I'm doing this. This is taking me like 3 hours to get the whole thing set up. And then I got to run it. And then I got to do all this other stuff. So we bring in a 1 or 2 person team that can really handle most of the lift. And that's also what's happened with Hollywood. Does who sell this? Oh, Zoom is the manufacturer, Zoom Audio, and it's called an H1 XLR handy recorder. Hold on, I'll put it on the front screen. It's this one here. No app. No app needed. Literally, you plug it into the bottom of your phone. You go to what's called the audio interface section. You turn it on. And if it's going to be using a USB, it'll just directly connect to it for its power source. If it's going to be using an internal battery, you would have to turn on battery, and then it may ask you to disconnect and reconnect, but that's easy. It also plays the sound of your phone out of a built-in speaker on this or in your headphones. So if you have some really nice headphones, you can do that. So it works just like a real audio interface. And it does 32-bit float recording. So if you've been seeing the fad lately of getting that perfect 32-bit float recording, which is really important. Like a lot of the advantage of 32-bit float recording, yeah, it is good, is that if you're not an audio engineer or do not have a tremendous amount of audio experience, you don't have to get the recording right the first time. You can do in post and fix a lot of the problems without losing good sound. And that's why I like this 32-bit float this way. The fact that you can buy a 32-bit float now for $150 and connect it to any DSLR, any major camera is phenomenal. I ordered one on Amazon. You can get them anywhere. Adorama has them. Adorama tends to have packages. B&H tends to have packages. Sweetwater Audio seems to have packages. Be careful when you type in Sweetwater though, because it'll make sure you type it in right for the audio place, because it can take you to the wrong place. And if you're buying one of these, I'd almost recommend getting it from Sweetwater because they'll give you an extra year warranty. I don't know why they do that, but like, when it comes to audio gear, I tend to buy it from there because I get an extra warranty on it. Thank you for the love, man. Appreciate it. The other advantage to this particular unit too is its size. I mean, this is super small. Like, I'm surprised how small it is. Yeah, I hope you do. It's a good way to go. It's super small, very easy to use. The switches make sense. Like on the side of this, it'll tell you if you're going to do line or microphone. You don't have to go into a menu inside of this to figure that out. On the F3, you have to, which is nice. So just hit a switch, and being able to switch between those does make a huge difference. And it has a phantom power too. So that's the basic of it. Runs off of micro SD cards. So that goes in this slot right here. And we all got those. Everybody's got a micro SD card. And they're like $20 for these things. So, and you'll get a 128 gig, 90. I'm seeing 99 hours, and there's more than that possibly with that. Any questions? I appreciate y'all watching. This is a kind of a cool little device. Any questions, just type them in. I'll answer any of the questions right now. Um, I love this part of the work I do. This is one of the coolest little interfaces I've seen in a long time for the size and for what you get. That's cool. No questions. That's fine. I'm gonna stay on for the next 15 minutes or so, just in case somebody comes in and has questions on or wants to see this. Other than that, I'm just chilling. It's nice to be able to just get some practice on these. Plus, I need to use this mic more often. Mackie sponsored this particular mic, I think a year ago. Thumbs up, thumbs down, praise up. So, what's the thumbs down part? I don't mind thumbs down. Those actually help me improve. If I was to tell somebody to put a mic with this, I would not. The Mackie is probably the best overall. You get everything in a box, including the stand and like a green ugly cable, and it sounds good. Oh, it's all good. I don't mind thumbs up, thumbs down. I appreciate any comment. It's all good. Um, I recommend this for if you just want an inexpensive way to get a microphone that has everything in it, including the cables, the stand, and everything. This is one of them. If you're gonna go to another level with a microphone, hold on a second. I'll be right back. I'll show you the mic I tell you to go with. All right, I'm back. It's all good, man. This one. So this is what you'll see a lot of times on podcasts and others like the Pivot and everything else. There's two versions of this particular one. iHeartMedia sends these out to their clients. So when a podcast signs with iHeartMedia, they'll send them out a media package for doing the podcast from remote into Riverside. You have one of these? Yeah, this is a great one to go with. They'll send this out from Riverside. The one that they send has a USB-C port. Mine is an XLR because I'm used to using digital interface. I recommend getting either one, the one with the XLR or the digital interface built into it. Your choice. I still like the XLR sound better, but it still works really good. Um, this is like the gold standard. If you're gonna get anything, this is pretty much the gold standard. It works really good. It sounds great. It's based off of the Shure technology, so this is gold standard. The two that I find that I really like outside of these is the Audio Technica 2040, I believe is what it's called. Let me look that up real quick. Let me see which model that is. You have both? Which models do you have? Or you have both Shures, the ones that have the XLR and the USB-C hookup? Yes, AT2040. The other one that I recommend is the AT2040. This one. If you have both, cool. If you're looking to get into the microphone world, but you don't want to spend a whole lot of money and you want great sound, this one is one I really like. Two reasons why I like it. Number one, it sounds really good, and number two, it looks really professional. That look is amazing, and it sounds great. And Audio Technica has been making mics for a long time. So last night I was doing a live stream for a jazz band, and they needed robust sound. So the recording mic that I did for the main recording was an AT2020, which is a condensed super. It's a condenser microphone for better sound. Once again, that condenser microphone will work on here. See, that's the difference. Like these condenser. Now, hold on a second. Let me grab something real quick. All right, I'm back. So this is a condenser microphone. These are an AT2020. These things are just phenomenal for sound. Like if you're doing music, hey, enjoy, man. I appreciate you being out here, Aiden. It was a great conversation. So if you're looking at one of the best ways for getting sound, these AT2020s are just phenomenal. You're going to get great sound out of them. It's going to give you full tonal sound. And having this, so like if you're at a concert or if you're trying to do a live stream at a concert or a live event where you want to get all the sound, a condenser microphone makes a difference. But not every one of these little units can give you phantom power, which powers these microphones. So this is a half-inch or three-quarter-inch diaphragm version of one of these. I have a 1-inch diaphragm version of one of these too, which is AKG version. But these are phenomenal sounding, but they pick up everything in the room. Hold on. I might actually throw that on. Let me see if I can turn the phantom power on and throw this one on temporarily. Hmm. There it is. Be right back. Oh, it's cool having all the equipment. I have no idea how this is going to sound in this room because these usually do not need to be used in a room like this. It'll pick up echo and everything else in the room, which is insane the amount of audio it picks up. Huh. I gotta get that figured out. Why it falls apart so easy. All right. So you're just gonna keep doing that today. Looks like everybody took off. Thanks for watching, though. I'm gonna be testing something here anyway, so stay in the live stream if you want. Come back later. Hey, welcome to the show. I'm getting a mic fixed, so give me a second. All right, so I'm going to switch microphones here, and I have no idea how this is going to sound on this particular one because I'm switching to a condenser microphone, and they tend to be a little bit more sensitive. So I'll remember your name, Aiden. One, two, three, four. All right, so that's up and running. So this is a condenser microphone. Now you're probably hearing more around the room. So I've got two different types of microphones here today. So I've got a condenser one right here, which picks up almost everything, but this would be great for music. And if you're someone who's trying to do an interface that has music on it, this would be the way to go. I'm gonna take a listen to what that sounds like because I don't know if it's gonna be good for this podcast because it might sound terrible. And turn your phone into skip to live. And turn your phone into skip to live. And turn your phone into skip to live. So this could be extremely loud. So I'm gonna kind of see what this looks like real quick. I'm gonna mute for a second and then hear what it sounds like. So All right, so essentially what I'm trying to figure out is how good this condenser mic sounds with the system now. What I know about condenser microphones, they pick up everything in the room. So there is one disadvantage to this microphone, but it's great if you're doing like concerts. It's going to be hella loud, extremely loud, and it will sound really, really good in a concert. But in this environment here, it's let's just say not advantageous for this. So for those who don't know or jumping in, I'm using a condenser microphone. I've got the H1 XLR, which is newer over the last year as a resource for those who are using remote podcasts, and I'm just playing around with it. I've also got a regular podcast microphone, which I'm probably going to switch over to in just a second. The whole idea. So the whole idea of this is to show off what you can do with this amazing technology we have right now. Like if you're into podcasting or if you're into like doing live streams or you're into figuring out like tools that are extremely cool to use with mobile phones and you're just trying to figure out if you want to do the investment of five or six to eight, $10,000. I mean, if you're doing a 2 camera system with lights, it's going to be 10 grand done right. Or at least, decently like 3 grand, 4 grand. If you've already got an iPhone or you already got a Samsung or any other phones, being able to hook up and buy the microphone and move forward is kind of cool. So I'm going to switch microphones here. I'm going to see what the difference in sound is. I'm going to review this a little bit later and I'll get an idea. Some people would have done like a separate video, but I'm like, whatever, it's this cool item. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to mute for a second, switch microphones back. All right, I'm back. I'm unmuted. What's up? All right, I'm back to the regular dynamic microphone versus using a condenser microphone, which these are cool. These are great for if you're doing like a live concert or something. But if you're not doing a live concert or not doing an event like that, or if you're not trying to gather the ambience of the room, which one of the cool things about using this microphone setup here is you could grab the ambience of the room with one microphone and you could get the real person talking with the other microphone. So it's overall cool. It's a nice setup. All right, I'm gonna stick on for another 5 minutes. If anyone pops in, I'll answer questions. If not, it's cool doing a live stream. I love doing these things; they're fun. Uh, Plus, I get to test out all this equipment while doing a live, which is awesome. Just phenomenal. Welcome to the stream. I'm William. This is what we're talking about. This is the Zoom XLR. It's a H1 XLR. Hooking it up to a podcast microphone. There we go. Real simple, real easy. I think this is cool. I think this is absolutely phenomenal. So, all right, it is 35 minutes is when I'm going to stop this stream. It was cool. I appreciate everybody who jumped in. Y'all are awesome, especially because y'all know who I am. I'm crazy doing this stuff. And then I'm going to do another stream on my other channel. So, see y'all around. 30 more seconds. And we're going to call it good now. Thank you for showing up. Peace.